I'm just full of day late stories today. Lavar Ball comes out on Monday night, and he's like, and everybody knows Lavar's wild. This is what he does, and I've made it a parent to not talk about him or the Cavaliers or the Warriors, but they've actually done things that are relevant this week, that are legitimately relevant, that I feel like I have to address, which is why I'm now talking about it. Lavar comes out, and he's like, in 2 years, Lonzo's gonna not re-sign with the Lakers, and I'm not gonna let any of them sign to a team unless they take all three boys. Okay, let's examine this. So the thing you can't do is you can't overreact and give more hype to Lavar, because that's all he's done. For one, I don't believe that he will actually go through with this. I believe this is simply another Lavar-type ploy in which he's used on several occasions in order to get himself attention and mainstream media. But let's dissect it. Let's say that theoretically this is what he was actually going to do. He was actually going to make Lonzo not re-sign with the Lakers, despite the fact Lonzo's a grown man. He can do whatever the hell he wants, legally speaking. And he's not going to sign with any team unless they take all three brothers. Let's look at examples of this really quick. Because as much as everyone wanted to blow it out of proportion and freak out and overreact and all this other stuff, we understand that we've seen this before, right? Let's go back to 2004 in the NFL draft. Whose dad made some outlandish comment saying that my son's not going to sign with that team? Oh, that was Eli Manning's dad. You know, Archie Manning, he's got that other son too that played football, is pretty good. And everyone was like, are you serious? You can't be serious. He's full of it. Oh, he can't do it. And what did he get? He got his son traded from the San Diego Chargers to the New York Giants. Now, let's understand something. What Archie Manning did compared to what Lavar did shows a clear difference in the level of actual businessman and tactician that these two guys are. Lavar is the hype man. He is loud. He is frantic. He is big media guy, kind of like a Kardashian. Archie's more smooth. He's sly, more professional. Archie knew when to make these comments. Archie made these comments before Eli got drafted. Let's be very clear here as I pick my nose on TV. On YouTube, same thing. When you tell the world that, or when you hold your son hostage or his draft position hostage in this case, or his career hostage in this situation, what makes Archie better at it is doing it before the draft when your son is still an unknown commodity. You could say, oh, well, there's college tape. Everyone has college tape. And we take guys within the top 5, some who have great college tape and some who have no college tape. No one knows how you're really going to pan out in the league. The draft has been a crapshoot in all foreign major professional sports forever, and that's never changing. Lonzo had more power, and so did Eli, and more, what's what I'm looking for? He had more power, and he had a better position before he ever stepped on the court or before Eli ever stepped on the field. Because you weren't sure what they're going to turn into. Were they going to be a bust? Or were they going to be the next Joe Montana or the next Magic Johnson? Here's the thing. If I told you, remember how much hype Lonzo had going into the draft? Why was that? Because we'd never seen him play in the league. We had 1 year of college tape in which he played really well, and UCLA won a whole bunch of more games, and everybody was talking about, wow, this guy's really good. He's a franchise changer. He's going to be the best point guard in the league. He's old school point guard. He's going to make everyone around him better. Eli coming in, Ole Miss, he's going to be just like his brother. He's got a quarterback in his DNA. He is quarterback royalty. Do you think Eli Manning would have been able to pull off the same shenanigans and his dad pull off the same shenanigans a year in when he struggled? Do you think his dad would have been able to pull out the same shenanigans when he threw 5 interceptions against the Vikings? How about when he led the league in interceptions on multiple times? Do you think he could have done the same thing then? The difference between what these two men pulled is Lonzo had more value and was a better commodity before the draft because we didn't know what he was going to turn into. Now, not that we necessarily know what he's going to turn into, but we're seeing it start to form. He's an okay shooter, not a great shooter. He's a good passer, not a great passer. He's a great rebounder for a guard. But clearly, if you look at what most people value, people shit on Westbrook for rebounding. Westbrook's a far better rebounder. Lonzo's an okay defender. You know what that equals? Meaning he's an okay pro. He's good, he's not great. And when you have these kind of outlandish demands, you have to be great to back them up. You cannot just be good. Imagine if we have 2 receivers going into the NFL Hall of Fame, Terrell Owens and Randy Moss. 2 of the biggest divas of all time in sports. And how did they get away with it? Because they were great. You can make a case simply on physical ability alone. They might be the 2 greatest wide receivers of all time. And they got away with a whole lot. When did they stop getting away with it? When they got older and they weren't as good. And people don't take your shit when you're not as good. It's the truth.